welcome to this video. My name is Camila Velásquez and my group is composed by Josse and Mariana Palacio. And we are going to present our research, which is expanding local knowledge through inquiry-based language learning in the EFX class. Let's start with the context. This action research takes place in a private language center located in Medellín in an A2 level class with students between 12 and 13 years old. Let's move on to the problem statement. As a preserved teachers, we identified three major factors. The first one is entertainment versus learning. Different games have been implemented by the homeroom teacher as a warm-up and as a strategy to foster motivation among the students. Although it provides an enjoyable classroom environment, sometimes games are focused on fun rather than learning. The second one is not equipping the student with the necessary understanding to perform. As these private language centers work through a project-based learning approach, students are to present a final project, and it has been observed that they are not being adequately equipped to perform nor have the opportunity to have applicable experiences. Lastly, we have lack of promoting intellectual effort, due to most of the classes are intent on enjoyable games and the students are not having the opportunity to foster critical thinking. Also, most of the resources implemented to develop the class are focused on provide vocabulary to the students rather than promote meaningful knowledge. According to this, our research question is, how can the implementation of inquiry-based language learning foster the appropriation of local knowledge in a group of early teenage students ages 12 and 13 at a private language center? Our general objective is to describe the results of implementing inquiry-based language learning intend to expand local knowledge in a group of early teenage students ages 12 and 13 at a private language center. To accomplish this general objective, we propose three specific objectives. The first one is to identify how inquiry-based language learning favors local knowledge in our context. The second one is to define the process of expanding local knowledge in our context. And the last one is to determine the way in which the components of inquiry-based language learning contribute to expanding local knowledge in our context.
Hey there, this is Josse, and I will explain why our research proposal is worth conducting. Do you remember what lingua franca is? Yes, it is a common language used between people who have a different native language for communication. Nowadays, English plays a role, and people are not taking advantage of it to promote interculturality. So, we know that what we know, culturally speaking, is valuable for the English classes. So that's why our research is worth conducting. But we're not sticking only to what people already know. We want to go beyond that. That's where inquiry-based language learning comes to the game. And it helps people to go beyond what they already know and use this information to consider the what-ifs and share findings with others to construct knowledge. And this is local knowledge in our research. There are four main concepts that frame our theoretical framework. Those are the critical pedagogy, the pedagogies of scarcity and abundance, the inquiry pedagogies, specifically the inquiry-based learning, and local knowledge. Let's take a look at this graphic. It shows the four main concepts of our research. The first one is critical pedagogy, where we see education as a cultural transmitter and an emancipator of the beliefs, principles, and circumstances that surround the learner. It seeks to equip students with usable skills and knowledge, but also to make known the reasons why people are being educated with particular content over other kinds of curricula. The second big concept, framed in two branches, is the pedagogies of scarcity and abundance. Scarcity refers to a period of time in education in which there was limited access and scope to information, and mainly depended on memory. The second talks about the large amount of available resources that today are part of education, for instance, technology. It poses a challenge because learning has become concerned with how to harness information to keep constructing new understandings. As a way to overcome this new educational challenge proposed by the pedagogies of abundance, inquiry-based learning, or IBL, from the inquiry pedagogies comes to inspire our learners to become active participants in the learning and in the topic selection process, as IBL also stands for taking a position on what is learned, how to learn, and what for. It also proposes posting questions, finding strategic solutions, and collaboratively discussing and reaching conclusions with others. Lastly, and pinning down what is taught through our lessons, we have local knowledge that comprises all those skills, beliefs, and values that are shared in a community. In fact, it encompasses the knowledge that is held locally and that is a source of understanding for the learner's reality, the interaction with surroundings, and the validation of knowledge when it comes to making decisions in context. That's why we talk about making students feel experts on their own reality, as nobody knows better their realities.
Hi there, this is Maddie, and I will talk about our methodology. It was decided to follow a qualitative methodological approach with a descriptive scope. We are also following a critical pedagogic paradigm and action research as it allows us to simultaneously investigate and take action at the same time. As we moved to the planning and action stages of the action research, we have implemented a 5 e-learning cycle that comes from the inquiry-based learning approach. This cycle consists of 5 stages. The first one, that is engagement, is when the teacher identifies the student's prior knowledge of the topic, linguistically and experientially speaking. Then we have exploration, where collaborative work plays an important role for students to apply process skills such as analysis, questioning, argumentation, and discussion. Then we have explanation, where students gather information and pose their questions and understandings of the topic. We have also elaboration, where students work collaboratively to develop a product. And last but not least, we have evaluation, that is an ongoing process, and students also have the opportunity to conduct peer assessment and self-assessment. Now, during the implementation of our research, we have identified some preliminary findings. First, the 5 e-learning cycle proved to be dynamic, condensable, and adjustable. Second, teamwork promoted communication and leadership skills among the students, as well as analysis, interpretation, and decision making. Also, that local authentic materials helped to make connections between local knowledge and the class topics. Besides this, we also have that inquiry-based learning legitimizes knowledge when students can relate information to facts or associated with experiential knowledge. For example, here there are some of the students' productions where they selected a dish or a food and explored the history behind it, the reasons why people eat it, its ingredients, and its preparation. One of the teams found out that agua panela, for example, was originally used as a medicine, and nowadays it is not just part of a meal or breakfast, but it is still used as a remedy. So that is how they included the grammatical elements that are part of the course and that are also suggested by the syllabus, but they went beyond this to know why we eat certain foods, as it is also supported by local knowledge that guides people's decisions.